As I'm getting ready to record this video, I can definitely say that being pregnant in a hot country has its perks and unperks, I would say. I'm definitely feeling a bit more hot, a bit more tired, because heat gets you tired, sun gets you tired. Just a little life update. I'm onto my second cup of tea already this morning. Tea with milk, because I can't have that much coffee. But I'm not gonna make this video about my pregnancy, even though I love discussing it because this is my 5th pregnancy and it's so much different from any other pregnancies I went through because I'm pregnant in a different country with kind of different approach to pregnancy with different doctors. Canada was such a, youth dynamic because I had 4 babies there. But I like Spain. I like their approach. They're very much light on their feet. And generally I'm having a good experience. I cannot say in any other words. But this video, I want to share with you a couple of ideas, a couple of things that I do since being pregnant. You cannot do many physical activities, but you still want to stay active to some degree. So these are my low effort self-care tips, what I'm doing lately, what helps me. It's like a routine at this point. I'm definitely gonna go back to my heavy duty routine once my baby's gonna be born, but up until then, I don't believe in just giving up and not doing anything. I believe a bad workout, it's still a workout. A 15-minute stretch or walk is still something, as long as you're moving. Never stop, you need to always be on the move. So let's get into it. So if you are burned down, even if you're not going through pregnancy, we all do get to that point in our life where anything high intensity, exercise high intensity, walks high intensity, work burns us down. And then when you feel like you need a break, these are a couple of practices that can really help you to do maximum at minimum capacity. So first one, and I only incorporated it recently because my partner's like, why don't you meditate laying down? Because sitting up and keeping my back straight is so challenging at this point, and not for any other reason other than pregnancy in general. Not all meditation is meant to be done by sitting down, and laying down is actually a good way of doing it. And I just learned it a couple of months ago. So if you feel like you want to meditate and you don't want to be sitting up, or you're pregnant or you have back problems, just lay down. It has virtually the exact same effect. The only plus to it is you might doze off for 10 minutes. So you might pass out. And not all the time, I don't always pass out. But this is one of the things that I'm doing lately is I meditate laying down in my bed or on the couch in the living room. It really does help. It feels really good. It feels like I didn't miss on my meditation. And at the same time that I am trying a different approach to this practice. Stretching in bed, it's not meant to be shamed over if you are a slightly lazy person, if you are in that era in your life where you are trying to slow down and have minimum impact exercises or practices in your life, then definitely stretching while you're in bed, all your limbs, it really gives you a great start of the day. And not only if you're pregnant. It definitely helps me with pregnancy because I have my pregnancy pillow. I can put it under my bag, I can put it on the side, and it makes it even more fun. But even if you're not pregnant, try stretching in bed before you even get up from the bed. It really does help to wake you up, and it's a low impact practice. If you feel like you are down on your energy, this is one of the ways to preserve that energy. So try it out. Another kind of lazy self-care I do is I try to incorporate kind of a multitasking, 2 things in one. So if I meditate, I might pass out and have my nap. If I journal, I'll have my cup of tea with it. Not coffee, unfortunately, but at this point, journaling has become like a second nature to me. I'm so used to doing it, even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes a day. And whenever I make myself a cup of tea, it kind of prompts me to, I can journal now, so I can do 2 things at once. And it kind of gives me that feeling of coziness and puts me in the mood to journal or read a book for that matter. But this is definitely one of the lazy self-care routines. It's kind of low impact habits, when you're stacking up habits one with the other. If you are trying to switch coffee for tea, then this is one of the ways to do it as well. So yeah, that's another self-care thing that I do, is having a hot drink while I journal. Positive affirmations on the go. If you forgot to do it in the morning, or you're trying to incorporate this habit and it's on one of your to-do lists and you really are struggling with it and you feel kind of weird looking in the mirror every morning and doing those affirmations, then do it on the go. Do it in the elevator as you're getting down, if you're by yourself, obviously. Do it in the car as you drive. Do it as you are sipping on that coffee or on that tea. Just say a couple of words to yourself. It doesn't need to be a whole 10 minutes in front of the mirror, waving your hands and being extremely into it. Sometimes just those couple of words said to yourself, even in a low voice, without necessarily looking in the mirror, will put you in a different mindset. And it's so good to do things little, step by step, as opposed to always putting into those 10-15 minutes and making a grand effort. This is when people usually stop doing it, because it takes too much time, always too much effort. So do it quietly when it's just with me, myself, and I, in a car, in an elevator, whatever it takes, but definitely do. And this is one of the low impact self-care things that I do, is I always do affirmations, whatever they catch me. Whatever I have a minute, you don't need more than 2 minutes for that. Another low effort self-care routines, this is more of your mental health. All of those hundreds of pictures that you take on your phone and then you dump them on your laptop. It's a proven fact that going through happy pictures of happy moments in your life, it's really good for your nervous system. It's going to put you in a good mood. It's going to make you reminisce. Maybe as a result, you'll call a friend that you disconnected from, or makes you remember certain things that you definitely forgot that you went through. Makes you see your children, how they grew up, yourself, how you changed. It's definitely one of the positive practices. And what I do is, if I scroll down the memory lane and I go and I look at a bunch of pictures from a different time and I look at my babies when they were little, I share those pictures, especially my 18-year-old son. Whenever I go like 15, 16 years back in my pictures, I always share it with them and show him how he looked as a baby, how he acted, if I have any kind of videos. It's such a great way of reconnecting with your children, with your friends, with yourself even, because we think that our lives are boring and we just go through the motion day to day and we forget certain things. And scrolling through those happy moments, happy pictures is definitely going to improve your mood and reconnect you with the people you love. Watch a show or a comforting movie, and I know there's so much drama and so much judgment around watching a comedy or watching some kind of a romantic movie, and I know that we're all being very much realistic nowadays, and no one wants to fall into the trap of becoming a romantic or watching a romantic movie. It puts me in a good mood, and as long as I don't do it on a regular basis and I don't have my head in the clouds, it's fun to see a movie that has a predictable outcome. It's definitely calming for my nervous system to watch a kind, loving, well done romantic movie and involve family members. Make a night out of it. Involve your partner or your daughter. Even if it's a tacky love story, it's definitely gonna teach you a thing or two. And there's so much drama and there's so much cruelty and so many gory movies that people watch. We are so desensitized. We're so away from reality that these love stories actually do exist. And it's a fun thing to do. I don't do it on a regular basis, obviously, but once in a while I would definitely pick one of those romantic, predictable movies and just sit and watch it, even if it's just by myself. If you have children, play with them, but don't just rough play with them. Actually play with them and get into their world. It's such an eye-opener to see what your children are actually doing in their imagination. How does their brain work? How much they understand? How much you can explain to them? How do they entertain themselves? It's amazing to see how it clicks for them. I love building Lego with my kids.
Mommy.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
Okay, but find all the parts. Look, you still have a bunch of parts. They're right here, where you brought all of the parts.
And there's another one up top.
Yeah. I love coloring with my kids. Angelina, it's so much fun coloring with you.
Oh, yeah.
You have so much patience.
Oh, yeah.
I love doing these little low impact and low effort things that really does wonders for my anxiety, because I get super anxious, and in general it creates a particular bond between you and your children. They are always going to remember these moments when you put everything to the side and you really got into their world. These are the moments they're gonna remember. They're not gonna remember what you bought for them, or maybe not even what you cooked for them, as much as they can remember how much time you spend playing with them, being in their world. And even if you don't have kids, try to have those like low effort games, something that doesn't necessarily engage all of your brain. Play something simple, do a puzzle, which is a great thing of kind of calming yourself down. But don't forget the child in you and do play a couple of games. Another thing that I just heard recently from one of my favorite YouTubers, that it's okay to just learn from what happened to you. You don't need to rectify every situation. And if you are burned out and you feel like you made a couple of wrong decisions, not every decision needs to be analyzed, rectified, going back, trying to improve it, make it better. It's okay to just learn something from it and to let it go and move on to the next project, next idea, whatever comes your way. So don't necessarily think that everything needs to be at 100% perfect. Just like every time I record a video, and if I don't like in the end the way it came out, I'm thinking, well, something good is gonna come out of this. It cannot all be bad. It's not the whole 10 minutes rumbling or whatever, how long the video is. I'm sure there were a couple of good ideas, because we're not meant to fix everything that it's broken. Some things are just better left the way they are. That was a lesson. Take it and leave it. So yeah, these are my low impact self-care routines that I try to do on a regular basis. Other than that, thank you. Thank you for following. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a particular video on any topic, and I'll make sure to do it. Bye.